41 points for Kawhi Leonard, and the game winner that bounced 4 times and fell in, and the Raptors are in the Eastern Conference Finals to face Milwaukee. Philadelphia knocked out. Here's Brett Brown.
Probably hard to sum up now, but when you see Joel just in tears walking off the court, what goes through your mind?
That it's going to be a life memory, that as painful as it feels now, it'll help him. It'll help shape his career. It'll help give him greater clarity of what this time of the year represents. All the stuff that has to accrue over many months that will equal the ability to one day be a champion. It's hard. It's hard to be the last man standing. And to see him have the emotion that he has, and he's one of many in that locker room. It is painful for all of us, but to your question with Joel, he'll look in the rearview mirror and remember this. He will come out better and smarter and stronger and more aware of really what it takes to play longer than we've been able to play.
Brett, Dave McMenamin, ESPN, in front of you here. What do you think you guys accomplished over the last 2 rounds of the playoffs, and how should that be considered moving forward as this team looks to the future?
I mean, I think the group incrementally, as I said at the in the beginning before we played, has slowly come together. Somebody asked me if it was a game that sort of defined us, and I believe my answer was like a bunch of instances that added up, that you felt like we were pointing in the right direction. I think our starting group is as talented as any in the NBA. In our bench, we tried to uncover some things with James that I think gave us serviceable minutes. I'm such a fan of Mike Scott and his toughness, etc. We experimented with different 5 men, from Amir to Boban to Greg, trying to figure that out. But I think moving forward, you try to hold on to as much of it as you can, and it's not my area. Elton will be great at this, and I'm sure a large portion of the challenge and the planning is going to be how do you just sort of grow the bench and hold on to as much of that as you can, the starters.
And so we welcome you to inside an incredible day of Game 7 stuff.
Toronto, here we come.
So Toronto's in the Eastern Conference Finals for the 2nd time in the last 4 years. Joel Embiid in tears.
He ain't the only one crying. Hey, everybody's cried who lost a big game. Hey, everybody.
They just got the camera on him.
Yeah. Everybody's cried, brother.
No question.
The Raptors in the tightest final margin, 92-90 over Philadelphia. As I say, the tightest margin in these playoffs through 66 games. And the Raptors get it. You got the juice now.
That's funny.
King James weighs in.
He won't come in the studio.
Yeah. A lot of emojis being used right now. Are you serious right now? Yeah. Donovan Mitchell, excellent question, because that was just
Dame Lillard was like, it was all right.
Yeah, it was an amazing.
Whose shot was better, his shot or Dame Lillard's shot?
Dame Lillard. It's about the same. I would say it's the same.
Well, I think his shot was tougher. Yeah, it was nice. Kawhi's shot was tougher.
It was tougher.
Yeah. And with all the bounces. Because when it first hit, I was like, okay, that's bouncing off. We're going overtime.
We were overtime.
No, Chuck, it was an amazing thing. It was incredible.
I think if the Sixers, those 3 bad possessions in a row, just letting the shot. They got a shot clock violation out of a timeout, which can't happen. Then they had 2 more shot clock violations. They're gonna be hitting that, hurting for that. But shout out to Kawhi. He didn't have a good game. I know he had great numbers.
41 points on 39 shots.
That can't happen because. And the thing that bothered me about Toronto, their guys were afraid.
Well, yeah, they were
turning down wide open shots.
They were second guessing wide open.
They got to give it to their guy. No,
Shaq,
you got to shoot those shots.
You got to shoot them.
No, hold on. In a 7-game series, playing 7 games like that.
Shaq, I'm shooting.
They were not. Hold on.
Yeah,
but Shaq, he wasn't making all his shots. He shot 39 times. It wasn't like he was shooting 30 for 39.
16 for 39.
Okay, but he made enough, to get us.
I understand that, Shaq, but these guys, Siakam is a heck of a player.
You ain't got it, Chuck. So you got it.
You don't even know if you got it. They were scared to shoot it.
That's because
I will say this, Shaq, as y'all say, the other
I would have took those shots. You got to take those shots that they were passing up. Like, you got to take them.
You got to take wide open shots.
I know my man Sam Cassell rolling over in his grave looking at the shots they passed up.
They didn't want to
like Robert Horry rolling over in his grave looking at the shots they passed up.
I know you got to
Mario Ellie.
you got a valid point, but I'm just telling you, they can't, because like Kawhi was struggling too now.
Yes.
So, like, if he was going crazy, shooting like 60, 70%, but he shot less than 30, 40%.
But he did bring him home.
He did bring him home.
He brought him home.
Okay, but you know what's crazy? All that's over now. We're starting a new series. They will take the shot.
Yeah.
But you know, game 6 and 7, when they start to get real
Sphincter
tight.
action.
Yeah, nah.
Let's think.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, 15 points in the fourth quarter for Kawhi Leonard of his 41. Eighth guy to score 40 in a game 7 in NBA.
I'm ready to go north.
Again,
Hey,
let's.
Chris Simpson, Rod Black, Leo Rounds,
Carlos Oberoi.
I'm coming.
Here it is again.
Yeah, he's supposed to double right there, Kenny.
He did double, but he didn't double hard.
But that's just a hell of a shot.
It's unbelievable. Look at the emotion.
I've never
the
seen
emotion
Kawhi that excited
really,
before.
the emotion from Kawhi Leonard.
What do you do, Kenny?
Oh, tremendous.
I think we have that on here somewhere.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Laugh now, cry later. Fun. Look at. I don't know if Marc Gasol was so surprised. You see how he's like, oh, this is not. Oh, I hear this going in.
That's two of the best game 7s we've ever had, America.
on the same
Jamal
Mother's
McGlory, I
Day
see you, boy.
afternoon and night. What a great day and night of NBA hoops. And we'll show you to beat Denver twice in that gym this year. And this one comes in Game 7, 100-96. The Blazers win it. They're in the Western Conference Final for the first time since 2000. And after the game, Dennis Scott with Dame Lillard.
All right, Dame, your first Game 7. You didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but your leadership really showed up tonight.
I mean, it was a group effort. CJ, he doesn't get a lot of credit. People talk about what I'm doing and what I've done, but he's there every step of the way.
On a night where Dame struggled shooting the ball, CJ came up big. That's what being part of a team. It's a luxury to have two guys who can score like that.
Everybody came in and just did what we had to do. Coming into tonight, I wasn't putting pressure on myself saying, you got to shoot and you got to do this. I was like, whatever it takes to get the win, that's what I'm going to do.
I hate to lose. So right now Mother's Day sucks. Tonight's loss is going to motivate us. It's going to motivate not just Jamal Murray because he was 4 of 18, but we have now tasted what it's like to win in the playoffs. We have tasted how close we were to get to the Western Conference Finals. So we'll use that to come back a better team, and I look forward to that challenge.
The chase down block, I don't know how many of those I can remember seeing, but that's a pretty big play in the game.
He put it right there for me. I just went and got it, Bron style. It was a mini version of Bron block on Iggy some years ago. Definitely didn't get up as high, but it was a cool play and something that we'll remember forever. I might get a picture of that one.
So C.J. McCollum outscores the rest of the starters for Portland 37-34 and goes 17 for 29 on the night. And the Blazers behind those 37 points from C.J. He had 14 30-point games in the regular season 4 times now in the post, and they win it 100-96. It was interesting to hear when you hear coaches talk after games, like you hear Mike Malone, for a team that's so young and getting this close to the Western Conference Finals, hey, we're going to grow from this. This is a great memory for these guys to build on and motivate them. And then you hear Mike D'Antoni the other night who said, that's going to leave a mark. Well, it's two teams coming at it from different perspectives, different angles, yeah.
Ken and Shaq both know this. When you start the season, everybody's expectations are not the same. Like for the Celtics, the Rockets, it was a bad year. They only have to, the Celtics probably had to get to the finals for it to be a better year. The Rockets had to win the championship. It's probably going to be the same for the Warriors. But Denver's, I tell you, they got a Joker. I'm glad America got an opportunity to see him play 7 amazing games.
Yeah, no doubt.
But, man, let me tell you something. This Portland team, they are loaded.
They right behind Steph and Clay as the best two-guard combinations in the NBA. They got a fantastic bench. I hope Rodney Hood is all right. That's going to be a hell of a series.
Yep, 2-2 in the regular season, and now you throw the no Durant into there. You throw the possibility of Cousins coming back in the Western Conference Finals because they say he may be close.
Well, listen, I'm already on the record. I've told y'all a month ago the Trailblazers going to the finals.
I know you said that. And you also said Golden State couldn't win a series without KD.
Well, I didn't know the Rockets was going to lay down like dogs. But let me tell you something. I'm
like what, Chuck?
Like dogs. Like dogs.
Okay.
But let me tell you something. Even without Nurkic, I love their team. And like I say, I believe it. I think the Blazers are going to the finals.
Were you thinking that in the second quarter when it was a 17-point game and Dame couldn't throw it in the ocean?
Yeah, because
or were you thinking, oh
no,
man,
no. I told you, Mark Jackson.
8 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the second quarter when they got there, went into the penalty.
And Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy, who was talking like, he says, I don't understand why these guys are fouling 90 because they got like 3 fouls on the other end of the court. Like, they could not throw it in the ocean. They had a big lead. When you give teams 3 points.
3 point. Oh, my question.
Like, Van Gundy was great on that today. He's like, I don't know. He said, and then, because, Ernie, you got to remember something. Even though they were down 17, it was 8 or 10 at halftime.
9, yeah. 9.
So then, all that stuff is off. Like, there's a big difference between 17 at the half to 9 at the half.
Yeah, like roughly 8.
8 points. I do have if you want to go to Shaq.
I was going to go to Shaq because we haven't heard much from you. What's your initial take on the next series now, Portland and Golden State?
Well, it's similar to, Golden State playing the Rockets. If you want to simplify it, you got 2 teams that have great shooters. Which team is going to get cold first? I'm going with Golden State. They got the best shooter, and they got a guy who's the second best shooter. I like Portland getting cold before Golden State. It's going to be pretty even. Like you said, during the regular season, it was 2-2. But when it comes to somebody getting cold for a game or two, I got to believe that Portland will go cold way before Golden State, especially now with Steph Curry being back at the driver's seat, in rhythm, taking all the shots and not deferring any.
Kenny, couple of things hit me.
Thank you.
I just remember I hadn't talked to Charles, and it was right after the trade that Portland made and brought in Cantor and Hood. And I watched the game. It was on a Wednesday night. And I'm looking at the game, and I said, man, this team can get to the NBA
And they
Finals.
had Nurkic at that
And so
point.
didn't know. Came in the next day, and as I was saying, he said, I watched the game. And that's when we decided together that they could get to the finals. And the reason showed today, because I talked about this the other day about pulling your great player through a hole. Sometimes a great player, Dame Lillard, 3 for 17, doesn't have it. But you have to pull him through the hole so now people don't remember that he was 3 for 17, and they don't call him a guy who didn't show up in a Game 7 in his first Game 7, a guy who didn't get it done. Yeah, you had a big shot. That was the first. Now he's in the Western Conference Finals. And to me, the ability to have multiple guys and take some pressure off it. Rodney Hood played great till he got hurt. Mo Harkless came back in, even though he didn't start in the second half. He came in and played extremely well in the second half. And Zach Collins played extremely well. They didn't have this 2 years ago. It was you go, I go. You go, I go. Yep. Now they're getting pulled through the hole. And that's the difference. And I'm going to say the last thing. They are the clear and present danger to the Golden State Warriors.
All your money and all your houses up.
All right, I'm just saying.
Hey, listen, you can't bully us with cash. We all rich, brother.
I'm Richard.
We all, and you got a little bit more. We all rich.
Rich and richer and richest.
We all rich.
Hey, rich, richer and richest.
Hey, I told you. Hey, listen, when you go to the bank, they stand up. When me and Kenny walk in the bank, they walk up too.
I don't go to the bank. They deliver it by picking.
The Denver Nuggets season ends. They were 54-28. They were 7-7 in the postseason, as it turns out. Took a couple of 7-game series, and the notable free agents being Isaiah Thomas and Paul Millsap. But a great year for the Denver Nuggets, number 2 seed in the Western Conference. And
they're the same
for
team
teams that don't have much playoff experience, they play 2 Game 7s. Here, this is the first buzzer beater in Game 7 history.
Really?
First buzzer beater in Game 7 history. 135 of those.
I love to see Kawhi Leonard like that.
And Kawhi Leonard afterwards, as they as the Raptors celebrate moving on to the Eastern Conference.
He's too calm for me, man. You got to be jumping in that locker room right now, man. Come on, man.
It's not him. We're going to be glued to the set for that.
Ooh, man, that's you know what Ali means to me, and that's going to be awesome to watch.
Yeah.
Never get tired of that either. Never get tired of those old highlights and just hearing him speak.
You know, I met him at the Goodwill Games.
Did you?
In 1990 in Seattle, in an elevator. And there was a boxer from the U.S. Goodwill Games team on there with us. And, you know, the guy was just like this. And Ali got him up against the corner and started doing his whole thing. And it was amazing to watch. And then my floor, it hit my floor and the door opened.
You stayed in.
I let it close. I kept the ride. I just want to see how far this goes.
It's the awesome. Greatest, you know, we all know about him as an athlete, and we also know now much of his social changes. But there's so many intricate stories inside of it that we keep unveiling and pulling back the onion and seeing there's more and more and more. And there's always a new element that we hadn't seen that make us appreciate him.
And I actually think it's important. You know, we got Bill Russell, Jim Brown, Tommy Smith, John Carlos. Anytime that we let the young generation know about those guys, it's important because, listen, the reason all these guys today make money is because of John Havlicek, Bill Russell, Dr. J, Moses, Kareem, Will, all those guys. Yep. Yeah, Oscar. They don't make money because they can play. Because trust me, I watch them. They can't play.
In the clip, he said he's out to achieve immortality. He definitely did that. I got to know him in Phoenix, him and his lovely wife before they passed away. And he was always great to me. And Chuck, you make a great point. All those stories, they never get old to watch.
Never.
Us four, you know, we've seen the stories. We know about the draft. We know about all that. You know, converting to Islam and all that, but they never get old.
Yeah, that'll be something to watch on HBO. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Coming your way from Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee, the Raptors and the Bucks. That'll be on Wednesday night. We hit the air at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Let's get some more post-game yakety-yak. Here's Kyle Lowry.
We're preparing for it. We have to prepare for it and get ready to go.
Hey, Kyle.
Ian, to your right there.
What will you remember about the moments immediately after that shot dropped and the sort of celebration on the court?
It was cool, man. It was cool. It was all the fans, the team, everybody around. It was crazy. It was a good, like, emotional moment for everybody to be there and just kind of like a sigh of relief and enjoyment, like a whew. And it was great. It was one of the moments where it's like a real life game winner, Game 7. Like counted down when you back home, and everyone was celebrating like that. It was a pretty awesome moment.
Sorry, Rachel.
Rachel Brady from the Globe and Mail. Kyle, what happened to your thumb, and how worried were you that you wouldn't be able to come back? Did you know right away you'd be right back on the floor?
I fell and popped out, and I popped it back in, and it kind of was loose. But I was just trying to figure out how to pass the ball. I couldn't really pass the ball, grip the ball, but that doesn't matter. I'm fine. I played. We won the game. We'll get some rest and try to heal it up as fast as possible.
All right, if you're just joining us and you missed that Toronto-Philly game, man, did you miss something? A game-winning shot by Kawhi Leonard.
First time in the history of the NBA.
The first buzzer beater. Yeah, it's a buzzer beater. It's not like a last-second shot. This is a buzzer beater. First,
come on, man. You
buzzer
know Ernest says something in
Game
gospel.
7 history.
Wow.
And so if you're wondering, what did it sound like on the radio for the Raptor fans and for the Sixer fans?
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear Toronto first and then Philly. Wow. How many times have we seen that now? We've shown that thing.
It's still unbelievable every time.
The shot, yeah.
Oh, my. Okay.
And listen, I know people going to be making fun of Joe. I have no problem with a guy showing emotion and passion like that.
Well, only people who've never played at a high-level basketball.
Well, but that's what...
most people are.
Most people out there who got the internet.
That's true.
Sitting in their grandmother's basement.
Twitter machine. Yeah, I've heard that diatribe before. Ready to walk into the mean streets?
There we go.
No, that's not exactly accurate. But we are going to the mean streets. Yeah, every Sixer fan right now. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hey, do we need to go to the wall, don't we? Yeah, let's go to the wall, man. Come on, we need to go to the wall. We were going to take a break, but we got to clean something up here. It's our last night in the studio because we're hitting the road.
Okay.
And see, I'm not walking like this.
Can I say or give a shout out?
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to everybody in the studio and here in Atlanta. This is our last night in Atlanta, and we're not going to see y'all till next fall. Thank y'all for working your behind off. I mean, I know 100 people upstairs, but you guys are great, and thank you for another fantastic year.
I have one other shout out I got to make too. One of the biggest Portland Trailblazer fans of all time. You guys have met him too. He came in the studio. Scotty O'Brien, Scotty Stats, who's been. He's had medical problems his entire life. His birthday's coming up Tuesday. The Blazers won tonight to advance to the Western Conference Finals. Scotty Stats' birthday Tuesday. Scotty Stats, yes, congrats, man. I know you're loving every moment of that Blazer win. Okay, here we go. We got to get rid of all these. Chuck's West, we already went through there where you didn't have Portland on your who making the playoffs.
I forgot them. I told you that.
Okay.
And now
jumped on the bandwagon late.
Okay, Chuck, on January 3rd, the Denver Nuggets are going to the Western Conference Final.
Wrong. They did.
No, they didn't.
Did
not.
Close.
Chuck and Kenny, Blazers to the finals.
Yep. That's still going.
That's still in play.
Yep.
Shaq, let's see. Chuck and Kenny, Bucks to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yep.
If the Pistons come back, I'll do the show in a Speedo. Who said that?
I said that.
Oh, yeah, forget it.
I don't know who won. I don't even want to realize who won.
Okay, guarantee Denver over San Antonio.
Yep.
Chuck, on May 5th, Milwaukee leading 2-1. The Celtics will not win another game. That's one of your most impressive. Right predictions.
You were the opposite of Paul Pierce.
Chuck, on May 6th, the Bucks lead Boston 3-1. Bucks will win the championship. So that one's still in play. The Bucks will win the championship.
Lead that up.
No, why? Because we're leaving.
Okay.
I'll bring it with us. Rockets Warriors. Who came closest? Warriors in 7, said Chuck. I had the Warriors in 6. Oh, I won that one. I had the Warriors in 6. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Philly Toronto, which went 7, and everybody had the Raptors winning, and Chuck had the Raptors in 7. Very nice, Charles. Celtics Bucks, Bucks in 5. Charles again nails that. And the Blazers and Nuggets, I had the Nuggets in 7. Shaq had the Nuggets in 6. Chuck and Kenny had the Blazers in 6. Nobody wins that.
No, we all went Blazers.
Well, I know, but talking about the game.
You got to be exact. You want me to give you points too?
And of course, with Shaq, it's not about the money. It's about the partnership. We'll just keep that one up there because it's just sound life and business advice.
Well, we'll still get paid, though.
Yeah. Okay. We've got to do some fishing. Let's see. Just call.
Hey, there you go, Cowboy 17.
Yeah, cookie boy. Told you, Ernie boss around there. Ernie running things.
Called off a TV timeout.
We had something.
It goes Ted Turner, then Ernie.
Hey, you know what I feel like saying? That man has too much power. From Malcolm X?
Yeah. Tell him, Chuck.
All right. We got
Ted
fishing.
Turner, then it's Ernie.